I recently discovered a fun and casual iOS game great for anyone interested in radiology that just might improve your ability to read x-rays. And I'll share my thoughts on it with you right now. To be honest, I'm not much of a gamer. When I was a kid, I wasn't even allowed to have a Nintendo. I've dabbled in computer games like Myst and Call of Duty, but they're either so incredibly difficult that I get no pleasure from them, or so addictive that I have to ban myself from playing them altogether. And I couldn't use a console controller if my life depended on it. I prefer casual games that don't take a lot of commitment, something that I can dip in and out of when I need a brief distraction. Games like Lemmings, Tower Defense, or Hellcats were some of my past favorites.
My airplane! My sweet, sweet Hellcat!
I was recently setting up an Apple TV in my garage gym, and I started browsing for any new apps when I came across Projekt, a game about silhouettes. Projekt is a new minimalistic puzzle from a developer based in Ukraine. In his own words, I always was excited by geometry lessons at school and in university, but not all people were as excited as I was. So I created a game called Projekt to share my passion for spatial awareness with others. He also said, "It requires you to look at things differently. It is a relaxing experience. There are no ads, no high scores, and no time pressure." When you launch the game, you're presented with a grid and 2 walls. The goal is to build a 3D shape to match the shadows on the walls by dropping cubes in the correct places on the grid. The first few chapters are a brief tutorial with simple shapes. Each chapter progresses in difficulty, challenging your spatial cognition. I'm sure you've seen this image of 2 shadows projected on adjacent walls. One appears to be a square, the other a circle. The true object is then revealed to be a cylinder which projects both shadows but from different perspectives. The illustration is used to emphasize the importance of 2 views in radiology and highlights how our brains can be tricked when looking at a 2D image that represents a 3D object. By the way, check out this tweet from chiropractic radiologist Matt Skalski, where he explains why this is not an accurate illustration. Anyway, this concept is known as spatial cognition or ability and is described as the capacity to understand, reason, and remember the spatial relations among objects in space. A good deal of research has been done on spatial cognition, showing that men tend to be more adept than women, and that it is an important ability for success in science, technology, engineering, and math. Subsets of this skill, spatial visualization and mental rotation, are particularly useful in radiology, and at least one author has argued that it should be considered as a prerequisite for applicants to radiology training programs. So back to the game. Projekt challenges your spatial visualization by projecting shadows from a 3D object onto a 2D surface and then requiring you to recreate that 3D object. Once you get past the tutorial chapters, the difficulty quickly increases with more complex shapes, overlapping shadows, and blocks that have to be removed to solve the puzzle. You can easily rotate the view with a swipe of the finger and add or remove blocks with a tap or hold. To make it even more interesting, the game includes augmented reality. Just tap on this icon to project the current chapter onto a nearby surface, like a coffee table. Now you can move around the grid and play as if it were in front of you. To be honest, AR feels more like a gimmick to play with for a while, but I prefer to just play on the phone. And for those radiologists at heart who can't stand the bright white interface, there is a dark mode. Now you can play comfortably in the moody ambiance of a dark room. Projekt is a simple game that I can play for a few minutes with a cup of coffee when I need a break or when my kids finally take their nap. It doesn't take a lot of coordination, but it is a fun geometrical challenge. On the phone, it can sometimes be difficult to target the right square for the block. I'm sure this is easier on larger devices and on the desktop, but it does get a little annoying to have to remove blocks when they land in the wrong spot. So can a game make you a better radiologist? Maybe. While Projekt hasn't been studied, researchers have shown that various aspects of spatial cognition, including mental rotation, can be improved with training. But the skills may not transfer to similar tasks. While playing Dot Project is a great way to relax with a challenging game for a few minutes, don't rely on it to help you pass your diagnostic imaging exams. The game is available for $2.99 on iOS and $1.99 on Android, and can be played on Mac and Windows via Steam. Well, that's it for me. What are your favorite video games related to chiropractic or radiology? Be sure to check out the description below for references and links to buy the game. If you enjoyed this video, tap on that like button and hit subscribe. As always, leave a comment if this was helpful or to tell me what you'd like to see more of. Have fun, be safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao!